This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai. This video for today, for Monday, is specifically focusing on recapping all of July. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to have some plays we're going to find for Monday's games, but it's for the people who still, 18 months later, are on the outside looking in. If your question, or if your thought process is, well, I see that everyone else that uses this app has success with it, but will I be successful with it, or will it be successful for me? I want to harp on that in this show. This is essentially copy and paste. I've mentioned on the past few shows, for the past few weeks, that one of my favorite quotes from the great motivational speaker Tony Robbins is, find someone who has the success that you are looking for and just do what they are doing. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. So what that means in this case is you see people dropping screenshots, and I'm not even exaggerating, literally every single day in the Discord. You see it because it's a free Discord to join. The channel they drop screenshots in is a free channel that you can look at, and you can even drop your own screenshots in the channel if you want to. But if you guys see thousands of people having success, how are you still having the mindset of, is this gonna, would this work out for me? If I signed up for this $1.97 a day, or $1.37 a day if you get the annual pass, if I sign up for this subscription that's less than $2 a day, will I have success with it? If everyone else is having success with it, why do you think that you would be the only person not to? This is a copy and paste scenario. If other people are having success with it, all that you have to do is exactly what all the people who are having success with it are doing. It's that simple. If they're watching all the videos that come out on YouTube because they're subscribed to the YouTube channel, they've tapped the bell notification icon on the YouTube channel, so every time a video drops, they get notified by it by their iPhone or Android phone YouTube notifications. They're asking questions every day. It's just do what the people that have success are doing. You can't possibly be the only person who dives in, does all of the bare minimum requirements, which is the free stuff, which, as you see, we got some new banners down here, because I feel like the banners I had up you either were ignoring them, or maybe you weren't reading them. Maybe it's because they were changing every few seconds with a new word. These are static. You cannot expect to win today if you cannot do the free stuff. If you aren't doing the things that are available to you for free, why in the world do you think you would have any success in betting? Betting is something where the sportsbooks win 99% of the time. Why do you think that you somehow, magically, will become one of the 1% when you're not doing everything available to you that cost you 0 pennies? Literally 0 cents. 100% free. And if you're like, what's 100% free, Teacher Travis? Well, I put that on the bottom bar for you. You subscribe to the YouTube channel. How much does that cost you? $0.00. You download the PlayerProps.ai app. How much does that cost you? $0.00. And you can't be like, but it's not $0.00. Yes, the free version of the app is $0.00. You get some access to every single tool. There is nothing on the app that is no tool on the app that is 100% paywalled. We let you see every single tool and let you learn how to use every single tool on the app. There's no tool that you cannot see on the app in the free version. Download the app. There's a free version of it. You have to do that. And of course, create a free account. And the last part, also $0.00. Get in the gosh dang Discord. You can't complain to yourself and be like, oh, Travis, but I don't have a Discord account. Well, you have a sportsbook account. If you expect to win on it, you need to create a free Discord account. It's that simple. You got to do the free stuff. I'm like the only person in this entire industry that's literally begging you to do the free stuff. Everyone else is like, no, you have to sign up for premium. Well, I mean, if that'll definitely expedite your success, but you can't get to Z unless you start with A. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. There's the A to Z process. You see someone that drops, like Scott a couple weeks ago in our Discord, turned a $50 free bet into $25,000, and you're like, oh, I want that. The only reason he was able to get to Z is because he started at A and he went along the journey. He's been with us. He's been a premium member for over a year. He did the process and now he's getting rewarded for it. And because his bankroll is exponentially higher, you see him dropping winning screenshots every single day where he's winning at least like $1,000 in profit. But how did he get there? He started at A and he went to Z. What is A? The free stuff. A is the free stuff. If you cannot do the free stuff, you cannot expect to win. You have to do things that are available to you that cost you 0 cents and 0 pennies. I mean, kind of the same thing, 0 cents, 0 pennies, but you know what I mean. You got to do the free stuff. Now, for the people that are like, how much success did the premium members have last month? Let's do we're going to start doing monthly recaps so you can see how much you've shot yourself in the foot by just betting on your gut, betting on what feels like it's a good bet, betting on what random people on Twitter are telling you to bet when there's no repercussions if you lose money because of it. This is quickly July recap. So the two things that we focused on all month of July, I'm going to pull up the recap here. There's two main things that we focused on all of July. And it was pretty much trifectas, any trifecta, and then it was the plus 1.5 MLB spreads. Now, recently, and I mean this has only been a week old now, where Joey, one of our Discord brand ambassadors, he has been kind of updating this cheat sheet in Discord for hits, runs, RBI. So he looked at all of the things that we had trifectas for, and he's like, wait a second, hits, runs, RBI is printing insane amount of cash if you only bet the ones that have XYZ. So we'll add that here at the end. But before we get into anything, let's do a quick recap of July. So I want to do this screen where it doesn't show the app. It's because I'm going to put that little chalkboard over my shoulder like I normally do, so the people that are watching me on mute can still understand how much money you lost in July because you're on the outside looking in. So let's do a quick recap of how much money our premium community made in July. And this is granted, they were with us the entire July and they followed all the rules and they did all the bets. So first, let's focus on trifectas. So in July, so we have a tool called the No Run First Inning tool, the NRFI tool, the NRFI tool. It's a tool, if you're on the app, which we'll go to it when we switch over to the screen. It's just like a baseball icon. It says NRFI under it. So what this does is this predicts the likelihood of there being 0 runs scored by either team in the first inning. And of course, we have this thing called trifectas, which if you have no idea what a trifecta is, once you do this stuff, there's a channel in the free Discord, free channel says trifectas, and explains all that stuff for you. Something else that I want to mention before we go into how much money everybody made in July that did the free stuff and then followed the guidelines after they did the free stuff. Something else I want to mention on is a question that I see for people not in the Discord, because the Discord answers most of your questions, but people that aren't in the Discord yet, they say, what's the question I get the most? They just ask, they look at the tool and they go, well, what does difference mean? Or what does trifecta mean? Or what does this mean? Or what does this mean? I want to remind you that on the top, there's roughly 10 tools on the app right now. On the top of every single tool on our app, every single one, there's this bright purple and pink button that says tap to learn how to use XYZ tool. Whatever tool you're on, it's got a button. You tap that button on the top and guess what? You will learn how to use the tool you tap the button on. And then if you have a question of what does difference mean? Well, difference is something you see in a lot of the tools, but you see it in the prop predictor. You tap on the button and you watch that video, it'll teach you what difference is. So I know a lot of people aren't tapping that button because they're asking questions that are already answered in that button. So when you're doing the free stuff, which includes right here, downloading the free version of the app, the first thing you need to do is you need to go to every single tool. And I don't care if you live in a state that only has player props. Go to every single tool and tap that button on the top. I guarantee you it will expedite your success. That's why I put it in there. You can actually use, so if you're in a state that only has player props, like Price Picks, Underdog, and all them, you can actually use Moneyline Predictor, Spread Predictor, Total Predictor, these other tools for team bets to enhance your decision making on player props. That's why it's important that you understand how to use every single tool. So here's a quick recap for how we did in July. For the no run first inning tool, that was a trifecta. So the entire month of July. Now this trifectas are not, first off, they're not guaranteed to appear every single day for every single tool. And when they do appear, they're not guaranteed to hit. But luckily, they hit a heck of a lot more than they lose, which is why we're still printing cash by simply following the guidelines. So if you can be the worst person with math. You can be the worst person with reading. As long as you watch the videos and you understand all of the guidelines, and the best part is, even if you watch the videos and you don't understand the videos or you don't understand the guidelines, there's 17,000 people in the gosh dang free Discord who's more than happy to help you out. We have the most welcoming, helpful Discord in the entire sports betting industry, and that's a guarantee. I've been in all of them. I've seen all of them. They're full of toxic people that make fun of you for asking dumb questions. In this Discord, there are no dumb questions. Get in the free Discord and ask questions. So, for the no run first inning trifecta, for the entire month of July, it went 12-4. So, let's do some quick math here. The no run first inning tool for the entire month of July went 12-4. That means over the entire 31 days, there were only 16 no run first inning trifectas. We're not going to force a bet every single day. That's not how betting works. If you feel like you have to bet on something every single day, that means you need to step back from betting. So, how much profit is a 12-4 record? So, out of all of the different odds that a no run first inning can be, we've had plus 110s, we've had minus 130s. So, for this example, for no run first innings, we're going to say that the average odds out of all 16 bets averages about minus 120. So at a 12-4 record, if you bet $100 on every single time you saw a no-run first inning trifecta, and again, this requires zero skill, zero math skills, zero reading skills. As long as you understand how to tap on the no-run first inning tool we have for the predictor on the app, and you make sure that it has that blue button on it that says trifecta, which says, hey, look at this. This classifies as a trifecta for no-run first inning. 16 times that happened in July. If you bet $100 every time and we use the average odds of minus 120, your profit is $600. $600 profit just from those 16 bets. You lost 4 of them, which cost you $400 because it's a $100 bet. You won 12 of them, which made you $1,000. So 1,000 minus 400 is 600. Just following that and being like, oh, I tap on this button. It says trifecta. I bet on it. Because it says trifecta, and because I'm looking at it, and I understand how to find it on the sportsbook because I asked questions in Discord and got answers, that alone, $600 profit. For all of the stuff that we do, and I know not everybody has the same bankroll, but even if you didn't have, let's say you were only betting $10 on the no-run first inning, and not $100, you're doing $10 bets, you're still up $60, and that covers your entire month. So just focusing on betting no-run inning trifectas, that covers your entire month of premium. So all the other profit you make on the other tools we're about to bring up, 1,000% profit. You've already made back your amount because you bet on the no-run first inning trifectas, which luckily, those are actually available on Prize Picks and all of the other prop stuff as well. So it's not like, oh, I couldn't bet on those. You can. It's on almost every, I'm pretty sure there's no platform that doesn't have it at this point. But that's a $600 profit. Everything else we're going to be pulling in here is the same thing, just $100 bets, because that's just the blanket coverage of our profit calculations. A lot of people bet more than that. A lot of people bet less than that. That's just what we're going to use for our example. So no run first inning trifectas for July, check mark, $600 profit. Now, the next thing we're going to go with to go over profit calculations. So we did no run first inning, plus 1.5 spreads. So this has been what has been printing us money for, we unleashed the brand new MLB spread predictor on April 22nd. Since April 22nd, this thing is literally printing money, this is like the number one thing that people bet on because it's been so successful. If you have premium and you're like, for whatever reason, not in the Discord, which you're losing a lot of your value by not being in the Discord, there's a lot of stuff for our premium members in there, then I don't know, this, like, you see screenshots every single day from this. We have not had a losing record since, like, factoring in yesterday's games, since July 21st. And that was barely a losing record. It was a 5-6 day. You have to go all the way back to July 8th for another losing record. So essentially, it's like a 90 to 95% day out of the month where you're not going to have a losing spread record. Anyway, we're going to go through the basics of what that means. So overall, if we say we bet $100 on each bet, and then the average odds I think we use for plus 1.5s is minus 150 odds. If you bet on every single time, so this is not factoring in the ban teams, which we're going to get to second. If you factored in, did the AI project that the plus 1.5 spread was going to hit? And this is just for July. Was the plus 1.5 projected? If the answer is yes, and you ignored the ban list, which is updated on a daily basis inside the free Discord, inside the free channel that says MLB spread rules, that's a free channel you can access to have all this information. The record for July, this includes banned teams, just to show you everything, was 208 and 110. So there was 208 wins, 110 losses. That's roughly a 65% win ratio. So again, we bet $100 on every single time the AI projected the plus 1.5 side. That doesn't mean we bet plus 1.5 on every single game, only when the AI projected it. 208 and 110. Now, that alone is a $2,900 profit. It's $2,866.67. If we have $100 each time AI projected plus 1.5 and an average odds of minus 150. Typically, the plus 1.5s are a little bit more juiced, so that's why NFL no run first innings, the NRFIs were minus 120 average, and this one we use a minus 150 average. $2,866.67. Now, again, that's a $100 bet. Let's just say we do a $10 bet on each one. Well, instead of you getting $2,900 in profit, you're now at $290 of profit. This is, again, just the plus 1.5 projections, including the ban teams. Now, let's say the record is without the ban teams, which is what we recommend. So instead of 208 and 110, the record becomes 166 and 63. So there are roughly 47 less losses, and a little bit less for the wins as well. It goes from a 65% hit rate, which is insane, that all you have to do is open the app, see if the plus 1.5 side is projected, and if it is, bet on it. The fact that you can be up $2,900 with $100 bets over a month is bonkers. But it gets even better. If you factor in the ban teams, it's 166 and 63. That is a 72% hit rate. How much profit, Travis, does somebody make on a 72% hit rate? That's 7% higher because we did not bet on the ban teams. Instead of having that $2,900 profit because there's 110 losses on that, if you only have 63 losses, of course you have less wins because sometimes the ban teams win, which it is what it is. Your profit becomes $4,800 on $100 bets. Average odds minus 150, $100 bets. If you just ignored the ban list, you're still up like $2,900, right? It was $2,900 or $2,600. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not misquoting. $2,900, yeah. So if you ignored the ban list, you're not in Discord, you're not paying attention to the ban list, you're just pulling up the app every day and saying which plus 1.5 spreads are are predicted to hit based on the AI, if you blindly followed that, you're up $2,900 on $100 bets, which of course means you're up $290 of profit on the plus 1.5 bets, or on a $10 bet. If you did not ignore the ban list, on $100 bets, you're up $4,800, which means on $10 bets, you're up $480. Remember, we've already made back the cost of the $59 monthly cost because we set on $10 bets on the 12-4 record for no run first inning trifectas. That's pretty much $60 exactly, right? Because it's $600 on $100 bets. You've already made that back. All of the stuff we're talking about now is pure profit. Do you understand why it's so frustrating for me when you're watching this video and you're listening to these words coming out of my mouth and you're like, you know what? I don't know if it's going to work for me. It works for everybody who follows the guidelines. It is bulletproof. It is foolproof. It's not a guarantee that you're going to have $4,800 in profit on non-ban plus 1.5 projections. That's not a guarantee. The guarantee is you're going to lose a heck of a lot less and you're going to win a heck of a lot more if you just get in, upgrade, and follow the guidelines. So that's how much money the plus 1.5s printed for July. Factoring in the ban list, we're up $4,800 for July on $100 bets with a minus 150 average odds. Now, the other thing I was going to mention, so trifectas are the things that we're focusing on heavily, right? So now we're going to focus on, let's just focus on another prop. So strikeouts, which is probably what we're going to find by the end of this episode, hopefully. Strikeouts is what we always start with, right, on the show. And we typically look for strikeout trifectas. For July, if you, let me actually pull this up here real quick. So you see, I'm just going to reference this. Okay, so if it's a trifecta, which is this blue thing right here, right? And the last three is what we're focusing on here. If the last three was either yellow, the literal color yellow, or the color green, yellow or green, which means not red. Those are the only three options. As long as last three was not red on an over strikeout prop that is highlighted as a trifecta, and this is for the entire month of July, that total is 20-5. So yes, it's a trifecta, and the last three, so last three game, that color there of the last three was either green or yellow. That's 20-5. So let's go ahead and let's see how much that does. So let's say what we're 20-5, and the average odds, I mean, we could say what's like a fair number here? Let's just say minus 130. I was gonna say minus 110, but typically for a trifecta, it has to be favored on the over, so we'll say minus 130. Minus 130 average odds. $100 bets. Let's see what the profit is for that. So I just put that in the calculator. A 25 record, 130 average odds, $100 bets. So how much profit are you up? On the wins alone, 20 wins, that's $1,500. On the losses, because you lost 5 times and it was $100 bets, you lost $500. So the net profit on trifecta strikeouts that are over, where the last three color was either green or yellow, we're up $1,038. So let's just say $1,040. $1,038 profit. That's how much we made on over strikeouts trifecta. Now, I'm not going to go through every single stat that printed money. I'm just going over the things that we focus on the most, which no run first innings, $600 profit, check. Plus 1.5s, was it $4,800, check. Over strikeout props, which is what we focus on the show, up $1,000, check. And then I think the hits runs RBIs. So here's the difference with that one. That's the last one we'll focus on here before we get into the show of finding something for today. The hits runs RBIs, where we were actually like creating the cheat sheet. So they've been hitting, the trifectas have been hitting for a while, but since we've started dropping the cheat sheet, the record, I believe, let's see. So since we've been dropping the cheat sheet, I believe Joey started that, I want to say on like July 24th. So it's been like maybe a week, 2 weeks here. If you looked at Joey's cheat sheet where he tracks the the hits plus RBIs plus run stat, or hits plus runs plus RBIs, you know what I mean? Same thing. In the cheat sheet he has, in the MLB cheat sheet channel, since July 24th, since he started dropping this, if you only focused on trifectas for hits, runs, RBIs, whether they're 0.5 line or a 1.5 line, if you only focus on the ones that had a 75% hit rate or higher, now the hit rate he has in the cheat sheets is only when they're a trifecta, not just any game. If they're specifically a trifecta, that's when he does that. So that is 40 and 21 this season. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Let's calculate the profit. We got a 40 and 21 record. We'll say average odds, I'm just gonna use minus 130. We'll just use that for all props. Average is minus 130 because of course they have to have the over to be a trifecta, and then $100 bets. 40 and 21 hits plus runs plus RBIs. So with the profit, if you have 40 wins, that's $3,000. If you have 21 losses, you lose $2,100. So just from July 24th to yesterday, just that small amount of time, a 40 and 21 record solely focusing on trifectas for hits plus runs plus RBIs that in Joey's cheat sheet say a 75% hit rate or higher, $977 profit there. I'm hoping that for the people on the outside looking in, and I'm gonna keep doing videos like this, and you're gonna have to keep watching them because it still doesn't make any sense why you'd rather be on the outside watching people win, where you could essentially be doing the exact same thing they're doing. You cannot say to yourself, this is probably not going to work for me, or maybe this is too complicated. It's not too complicated because I've made it as simplified as possible. And if, heaven forbid, you click the tap to learn button and you still have questions after it, that's why I built the best Discord in the entire sports betting universe. The most helpful Discord. It's currently got 17,000 people in it. It's one of the free to do things that you can't expect to win unless you do the free to do things. Everybody in there. There's not a single person in there that will make fun of you for any question you ask. Even your question is as simple as, what is sports betting? No one will mock you. There's zero trolls. Trolls get banned instantly. There's no trolls. It's all helpful. You ask a question, you can tag me in a channel, you can tag CEO in a channel, you can ask me a question there, or you can DM me, ask me a question there. We actually encourage this. We want you to continue to ask questions. It's the only way you can learn by asking questions. The people that don't ask questions don't have as many winning screenshots as the people that do have questions. I had people that ask questions every single day for the first month they signed up, and I answered every single one of them, and now they're crushing it because they asked all the questions and they made sure they understood everything going on. So let's quickly total now all of this profit. So we're gonna round the $977 for the hits, runs, RBIs. So this wasn't like the month of July. The month of July, if we did this the entire month, is exponentially higher. This is only July 24th through yesterday. That's where the $1,000 profit on the hits plus runs plus RBIs come from. And then we're also going to do the strikeout profit was also about $1,000. It was a little bit over that, but we'll just round it down to 1,000. That's for the over strikeout trifectas, where the last three color was either yellow or green. And then we have the net profit for the plus 1.5. Specifically, the list that was not banned on a daily basis, that was $4,800 profit. And then the other thing we focused on first was the no run first inning, right? Yeah, no run first inning trifectas the entire month of July. We had 16 of them, 12 and 4. That's a $600 profit. So what is $1,000 profit for the hits, runs, RBIs since July 24th, plus $1,000 profit for the over strikeout trifectas, plus $4,800 profit for the 1 plus 1.5 sides that have been printing money for us since April 22nd, plus $600 for the no run first inning trifectas. Again, that's only 4 different features of the app. There is a lot more money that has been won on all the other features, but for the sake of time, those 4 equal $7,400 profit. And you might be saying to yourself, "Oh, this, yeah, whatever. My bankroll's small. I'm not even doing $100 bets." You understand the math here. Even if you're doing $10 bets, that's still $740 profit on $10 bets. Remember, this entire thing, this app that you've downloaded for free, you've watched all the videos because you've subscribed to the YouTube channel for free, and you've asked all the questions because you've been in the Discord and you asked questions in the Discord in the free channels. $10 bets, $740 profit, and you're only paying $1.97 a day for this, which for the entire month of July is only $59. So the people that are not afraid to ask questions, aren't afraid to learn something new and do exactly what everyone else is doing that's having success, the people that aren't afraid to download an app for free and learn something new, it's not rocket science. It's very easy. Like I said, I just showed you with the over strikeout stuff. Is this, say, trifecta in a blue circle? Is this color green or yellow? Check mark, bet on it. That's the one that had, what, $600 profit. No, that was $1,000 profit for the month of July. It's not rocket science. If you are afraid of math and numbers, you don't have to do any math or numbers. We make it as simple as possible for you. Even with the bankroll management strategy, the 20-80-20 rule, I say 20% this and 80% this. If you don't know how to calculate 20-80%, you don't have to. There's a channel in the Discord, and there's also a tool inside the app where you just drop your bankroll, and then it'll automatically calculate. This is how much you bet on this. This is how much you bet on this. This is how much you should bet on this. You don't have to do any math with the entirety of PlayerProps.ai whatsoever. Zero math you have to do. We do all the math for you. It's just, is it XYZ? If yes, bet on it. If not, don't bet on it. That's as simple as it is. $7,400 profit on $100 bets just for those 4 tools, those 4 features in the app. $740 on $10 bets, and it only cost $59. I am not charging anywhere near as much as I should be for this level of profit. I should be charging $200 a month, but I'm not. I'm making it as affordable as possible by only making it $1.97 a day. Should I increase it? Probably. It'll be an easy business move because I'm showing you, if I'm showing you that if you follow the rules and the guidelines, you're up $740, I can charge you $500 a month and you'll still profit on this app. Does that make sense? I'm hoping this is clicking for you. Now that we kind of went through how everybody was printing money all month of July, ladies and gentlemen, why don't you say we look for something today? I think what I should do is I should just like take this part and put it in the middle of the video, so the people that fast forward to the end still have to listen to the fact that they're making a silly decision by not, at minimum, doing the free stuff. There's, I didn't even click on him there. So there's a rule in the Discord. One of the things on the ban list says we do not go over strikeout props on players versus Kansas City. And there's a reason for that, because they don't strike out. So even though he's a trifecta, this says don't touch it. If we click on the trifecta button, he's the only over trifecta play. There's no under trifecta plays. And I'm just gonna check FanDuel real quick to see if there's anything here. Johan Oviedo doesn't really have any past data. It looks like this might be his first start, which is something that we don't like to bet on. I'm not seeing any of the data there. So even though this is yellow, even though it's a trifecta, I like to see that he's had a few starts up his sleeve. Not the case. And there's no under trifectas on DraftKings either. Is there anything close to a trifecta maybe? We can check for that. We got Cade Povich here. The Philadelphia Phillies have struck out a lot in the last 3 games. They're 4th most in the entire league. He's 0.1 away from being a trifecta. He had 5 straight starts where he got at least 5 strikeouts or more. Only one of those starts he got 5, which barely covered his 4.5 line. He's getting in the 99s, 98, 96, 98. Oh, wait. Nope. Here's an alarm. So I was like, oh, he only had 57 pitches here. Look at this. His last start was on June 15th. So this is his first start since June 15th, and we have a rule that we don't bet on people coming back from their first start. So we cannot bet on Cade because we don't know how limited he's going to be because he hasn't pitched in a real MLB game in almost 2 full months. No. Is there any underplays here? Oh, we do have an underplay. Why wasn't this not showing before? Maybe this just popped up. Maybe it just refreshed. I don't know. So it's slightly concerning that Baltimore has been a very heavy strikeout team this season, 9th most in the league. They're striking out a little less than average, 13 times in the last 3 games. Jesus Luzardo has a massively high line for an underplay, 7.5. He has not hit this since almost 2 months ago. Yeah. He had 10 Ks against Chicago, and then, 8 straight starts? He's gone over 7.5. But 5 of those 8, he's gotten exactly 7. Looks like he's getting into the 100 pitches, 100 plus pitches. One of the stats that we look for, it's good to know, is that earlier this morning, a couple hours ago, he was at 6.5. His line actually moved up, so his underplay became a trifecta just recently. This is where we didn't see it before, but now we see it now. It looks like it just ticked up to 7.5. What we look for versus righties and lefties is for overplays is that this is 20% or higher, which it definitely is. 41% against lefties is crazy. So, yeah, he's got strikeout stuff. And he's versing Baltimore. So what is he? He's a left-handed pitcher. And remember, he has that 40% strikeout rate against lefties. Jackson Holliday, Gunnar Henderson, and Colton Cowser are the only true lefties. We got a righty in Westberg, righty in O'Neill, a switch in Adley, which will probably bat righty. Because of this, Switch and Carlson probably back righties. So he's only got 3 people, and we don't need him to strike out the entire 9 people. We just need him, or to not strike out anyway. Even if he strikes out those 3 people that are true lefties. So let's go back to that. If he strikes out okay, so he's versing the guy we just looked at, Povich. So let's say he strikes out Jackson Holliday twice, Gunnar Henderson twice, and then Colton Cowser twice. He gets 2 Ks against each of them. He still hits because that's only 6 strikeouts, which is what his projection is anyway. His projection is not saying he's going to have a horrible game. It just says he's going to get 6 strikeouts, which is a pretty decent game. It just says he's not going to get 8. That's what we're looking out for. And the AI has been accurate through 27 games on this guy 63% of the time. Baltimore. So I believe the Angels are the most strikeout friendly team. And he only got 7 Ks against them. So I feel like he could get 7 Ks here. And he can still hit because he needs 8. Chicago White Sox strike out a lot. I think Boston strikes out a lot. LA, he's versing like some of the highest strikeout teams. And he's getting 7, which again, still an amazing game if you get 7 strikeouts. We're just betting that he's not going to get 8. He also allows a decent average to righties as well, 287. So this right here, this is left on base percentage. How many times does he leave? Are there batters left on base when an inning ends in terms of people to actually like get a hit on him? So 65% of the time means in 65% of his at-bats that he verses. So the at-bats of people versing him, 65% of the time they get out in general, struck out, pop out, whatever kind of out, while there's somebody on base. So I feel like this is like almost like a double play statistic. Is that, well, no, that's not left on base. He gets 2.5 strikeouts for every walk. He only walks 9.8% of righties, only 4.8% of lefties. I feel like because it moved up in our favor, if we look here at his extra projections, so in the last 10 games, on average, he's allowed 5 hits. His projection today is that he's going to get 5.74, so he should get more hits. His average strikeout the last 10 games is 5.9. His strikeout projection slightly higher, saying he should get 6, but his line right now is 7.5. So let's just do one more thing. Let's just look at the player props comparison tool. So this was the no run first inning tool I was talking about earlier. So we're gonna look at see if what his line is like on other things. We got Baltimore, Philly. So yeah, only on DraftKings. So his line 6.5 everywhere else, 7.5 on DraftKings. That's why he's only popping up as a trifecta there for an underplay. And then Cade, first start since injury, so we're not gonna touch that. But yeah. So remember, Mondays are weird. We are on a win streak of Mondays, but for the longest part of the season, we could not win on Mondays. So maybe this means opposite day. Maybe this means betting his over 7.5. Who knows? For the sake of the show, everything makes sense on he should not get 8 strikeouts against. Oh wait. Oh, it flipped. That was weird. I was like, where the heck? They just flipped the pitchers on top and bottom here. Everything tells me he should not get 8 strikeouts. He should finish with 7, not get 8. So, ladies and gents, again, for the trillionth time, kids, are you upset that you didn't win yesterday? Well, is that because you haven't done the free stuff yet? The free stuff is here. If you've ignored the entire first half of the show, you need to go back and watch it, because I guarantee you will win a lot more and lose a lot less just by paying attention and not being lazy. Lazy people don't succeed. The people who apply themselves do. The free stuff. $0, 0 cents. Subscribe to the YouTube that you're watching right now. Download the app, which you saw on the screen. It's a free version you can download. You can learn how to use every single tool. There's a lot of tools that are 100% free, but every single tool has at least some part free, so you can learn how to use it prior to upgrading, and then of course get into the free Discord. Do the free things. Or if you don't, do not expect to win. You cannot be upset tonight when all your bets lose because all you did was guess, follow somebody on Twitter, not look at the PlayerProps.ai app, not be in the free Discord, not subscribe to the free YouTube channel, not having the free app on your phone. If you lose, it's 100% your fault. You can't blame other people. It's you. You are shooting yourself in the foot. Do the free stuff. Don't expect to win otherwise. Good luck, guys.